Hey guys, very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the video number 528. My name is Ajay Parmar, and today in this video I'm going to teach you that in case if you are running some program in a drive, let's say D drive, and when you send that file to somebody and that your team basically when they run that code, before running that code, if you want to make sure whether that the D drive exist on the systems or not, then how you can do that, how program using the programmatically we can let the user know that see your D drive or C drive or F drive, whatever it is, not the C drive actually but the other drives, that does not exist, so we cannot run this program. So this is very important, and this is we are going to use the file system object library. Right, so you're watching youtube.com/c/Ajay Kumar Parmar. You have 520 plus videos on Excel, VBA, Excel, Access VBA, and recently we started a series called the Outlook as well. Now this is the playlist sequence which I share in the beginning of my every video, so that people who keep on writing the emails, posting the comments, that because there are so many videos, and if they want to start the learning, how they can start. So this is all about the playlist sequence, guys. This is what you need to follow. And if you look at this here, we have the Excel VBA file handling. If you do not have any idea about how to handle the folders, how to handle the text files, how to create the folders, move the folders, and how to loop through the files inside the folder, this is a must watch video for you. In fact, this video which I'm now going to talk about, this is also going to be uploaded under this VBA file handling. So go and have fun. I had uploaded there I think 10 plus videos, and please watch them in the sequence which you see when you click on that playlist, right? So we have the basic videos, intermediate videos, and of course the advanced level videos. Now this is going to be very easy video, so let's go and check that. So now the first thing, guys, because we are going to work with the the folders. So basically what is your D drive, right? It's a kind of a folder. So when you want to work with the drives, or when you want to work with the folders, or when you want to work with the subfolders, or the files, text file, Excel files which are stored inside those folders, remember that you have to use a library which is called the file system object library. This library is not by default activated. You have to go to the tool and the reference, and then you click on the M, and when you scroll it down, they are all the alphabetically sorted libraries. Now this is actually, I'm telling, if you're watching my channel for the first time, or you recently watching, or you haven't watched that file handling playlist series, right? So this is the library which you need to activate. This is you'll get the same library in your machine also if you have the Office installed. So when you click OK, make sure we have that library activated, and now we got the library here. Let's go back to the tool reference and make sure it should be coming on the top, right? So this is the library we needed. Now if you are asking me why we need this library, then let me just take your maybe 30 seconds. When you go to this object browser, and when you type in here file system object, keeping this drop down in the by default all libraries. Now guys, this is what exactly is this? This is a class. Class means it's basically a place where the file system object, there is a word which Microsoft has given to this class called file system object. This is the defined there, right? So it's a kind of a blueprint. Blueprint means basically it lets us know that what sort of things we can do with this file system object class. Of course, it has some specific purpose, like for charts we have the chart class, we have the chart object class. For the pivots we have the pivot cache class, pivot class. For the workbooks we have a workbook class. For the worksheet we have a worksheet class. I mean, for every object we have a class, and this is what we call it object oriented language. Because if you want to learn any programming, first you need to understand their object, the objects which are used in that application. If you go and learn Outlook VBA, then you should be knowing that the biggest object is the Outlook. Then you have the further classes like mail item, mail item is a class which we use to send the emails. Then you have the namespace class, which is through which we can refer to the folders, all that stuff. Similarly, for the PowerPoint, we have a PowerPoint application. After the PowerPoint, because we want to insert the slides, so we have the presentation class, we have the slide class. So every object, what I'm trying to say is that every object means application. So let me put this way, every application has the objects, and every object has a place where they are actually defined by the Microsoft VBA, right? And that is called, we can call it a class, a place where you actually go and park your vehicle, right? So when you look at the file system object, you can see so many things here. You can use the folder exist method, you can use the get absolute path name, get drive name, get extension name, get file name, get version, get folder. So most of the very usable, the methods I have discussed in that the playlist Excel VBA file handling. So in this particular example, we're going to use drive exist, whether the drive exists or not. This is the method, right? So how you can use that? Obviously, when you create file system object, the library, when you create this object in your VBA code. So that is why we're going to write this like in this way. So let's say I just write drive exist. This is the macro name. So we have already declared file system object library in the tools and the reference. So what I will do, I will declare FSO as the scripting file system object, right? Now you get to see this scripting.file system object only because of the reason that you have already communicated to your Excel VBA that, look, I got to talk with this person. So you please make sure that, I should be having his address and the phone number available in front of me, right? Because I'm going to talk to that guy, right? To that person. So this is what it actually does. So once you have this library, we can define it. If you don't activate that library, so when you use this as and space scripting.file system object, you will not be able to find, right? So the next thing which we want to do is we want to quickly go and create this file system object. The file system object, we want to create the object by this name because you directly cannot use the classes. Now I have declared FSO, you can declare whatever you want, right? As long as it obeys the naming convention rules, which is like you can't start with some numeric number, you can't use any special character other than the underscore, you can't use any VBA reserved word, you can write whatever you want, guys, right? So now what I will do, I will simply go here and I will put the condition. For example, your code is your entire code is running under the D drive, right? And I have here my D drive. I can show you, this is my D drive. Let me just show you the D drive. Now maybe you don't have this D drive available, but I have made the program in the D drive that is picking all the files from this folder and opening them and compiling the data and blah blah blah, right? So this is something you can learn from my Excel VBA, the file, this scripting, actually the file handling, the playlist. You must have seen this, the prompt, just a few seconds back on the screen, right? The playlist. So now what I will do is, before I run the program, I'm just want to make sure that FSO dot, so when you write FSO dot, the things which I was showing you in that object browser, over here, you start seeing all the things over here, because obviously now FSO is your file system object. So here we're going to write that whether that drive exists or not, right? So I'm going to just write dr and there we go. So this is what the method, the function we're going to use. Now the drive specification, so you just go and write here that this is my D drive. So if this D drive exists, which means if it is going to be true, then maybe whatever you write here, so the VBA code should execute. So you can write here that code, right? If it is not the case, then you should give the message box to the user that you don't have D drive or whatever you're going to write. So after that, you immediately stop the macro. So you can exit from the macro, right? In this way. Now exit is not really important if this is the end of the code, but exit I'm writing because sometimes what happens when you run the VB code, after that you still want to write something here, so you still have some code over here, right? So if you have that code, you don't want to execute that, you want to immediately exit from that. So that's why I'm writing the exit sub, right? Before the end sub, when you want to exit from the macro, that is how you do it. So guys, now let's go and run this code. So there we go. All right, so I got the error message box. It's showing me message box. let me put it this in this way, right? Well, just when I got this error, I just remind that somebody suggested me that when you record the videos and you get the errors, generally you have the habit of rectifying the errors there and then, which is not a good way, because that shouldn't be reflecting in the videos. So you must edit the videos. So guys, I'm not actually sort of that person. I really go like, when I make the programs, if I get stuck somewhere, I like to show my the problems with you, because I want that if I get stuck somewhere, how I'm overcoming, how I'm actually finding the solution to that problem. You should also see that, because I firmly believe, even in my personal training batches, I always tell my people, my students, that you can learn a lot from errors. So if I'm getting the error, so it's but natural, guys. I mean, you're making the program, so no programmer can make the things 100% accurate. Obviously, that is why we have the debugging tool, right? So you use the effort and then you see the thing. So I mean, I enjoy with you guys, I enjoy recording the videos, I enjoy having the troubleshooting part if the error comes. So that is how it is. Right? So anyways, so let's just run this now. All right, so I again have an error, block it without end if. Oh, so I forgot to put the end if. So whenever you get this error, guys, it clearly says, I love actually VB errors. They are very, very clear, crystal clear. Block if without end if. You haven't, so with every if we have to write the end if, right? So I just forgot to write the end if. So again, one more error and we rectified it. Now let's go and run this. Oh, only comments may appear. So what I'm doing today, so there is one more entry. I don't know how the heck is this coming here. I never did that. But anyways, so you can't have obviously two end subs created here, right? So I just removed that. Now let's go and press F8. Oh, so this is running. Good news. Thank you so much, VBA. Finally, you accepted the code. So let's go and run that. And now let's see. So I have the D drive. So you can see that there's no prompt coming because I haven't written anything over here. So that's not, obviously executed. If I just go and put the message box here. All right. So let's say I just write here that you have the drive and I'm now working. Right? So for example, let's just go and run this quickly. Look at this now. You see that? It's going in the then mode. So you have this D drive and now I'm working. So whatever you write, that will be executed in this particular code and the macro finishes. Now let's say that, because obviously I can't change my D drives, but let's say I made the program in the E drive, right? Now when I run this, now I don't have an E drive, guys. So let's see what's going to happen. So now this is again giving me the you have the drive and I'm now working. Now why it is saying that, I'll tell you the reason. So basically this is actually I use, this is when I want to, play any kind of sort of, the CD. So that's where actually the, the CD goes, so I can, use that. So that's why it is showing, but I'm going to change that to H drive, right? Let's see now. So I run this code again and look at this now. It says that you don't have a H drive or D drive. I mean, you will have to write this and then the macro stops, right? So if I just go and write something else, maybe let's say F drive, right? Because a lot of people create the F drive as well. So you can see that again, it's showing you as, that this drive does not exist. Make sure you write here the correct communication. But yes, as long as it is a C drive or it is a D drive or it is, the E drive, because I have the E drive, so it's going to show you. For example, if I just put it back to the D drive, you can see that we can cross check it. It is actually working. And if I go and change this to C drive, obviously everybody has the C drive. So again, you'll have the same process coming here, right? So that's all, guys. This is the code you can use. This is very important because you should not be assuming that the person is going to have that drive which you actually have created in your desktop machine. So this is the best way you can cross check the things. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and don't forget to go and watch the other videos under the playlist Excel VBA file handling. Thank you so much and be a part of this channel. Do subscribe and do like the video, guys. I'll see you soon in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.